When we talk about dark anime, we are referring to series that touch on themes that we don't normally see in mainstream anime. From violent and psychological themes to sensual content and explicit violence. That's why in this video, I bring you a top 10 with dark anime that you must watch. Remember that if you like this content, you can subscribe to help the channel. I'm Yunu, and without further ado, we begin. Rank number 10, Mahou Shoujo Site. The story is about the life of Azajiri Aya, a high school student who suffers intense mistreatment both at school and at home. Because of this, she has even considered taking her own life. One day, while surfing the internet, she finds a mysterious website called Mahou Joshua Side, where a scary-looking girl mentions to her that it will grant her the possibility of becoming a magical girl. Not understanding this, Aya continues her life, but when her life is in danger, she awakens a mysterious power with which she manages to save herself. She soon learns that she is involved in a fight for survival with other magical girls in the city, where she will have to fight to the death to survive. A raw anime that departs from the classic concept of magical girls and presents us with a disturbing story that will be hard to forget. Rank number 9, Blood Sea. The story follows Kisarigusaya, a high school student who lives a normal life with her father. However, she soon learns that there are monsters in the world that devour humans. Therefore, her father entrusts her with a mission as heiress of the Ukisama Temple to put an end to these beings. For this, he gives her a katana that will help her awaken her hidden powers. But while facing these monsters, she will discover that nothing is a coincidence and that she could be involved in a macabre game. Based on the Blood Moss anime, we have this spin-off, which stands out for its brutal animation and the extreme violence we see in the series. Post number 8, Death Parade. One of the questions we all ask ourselves is, what happens when we die? This series answers it for you. As people who die are sent to a bar, where a mysterious bartender named Desim proposes to play the game of death. This game consists of two people betting their souls to discover what situation led them there and to demonstrate their true nature. Then Desim will act as judge and decide who will go to heaven and who will go to hell. An anime that tells us several stories, some of them sad, dramatic, and even horrible to watch. The series not only tests the characters, but also the viewer, since we will also be judges of these stories, and will leave us reflecting on who really should go to heaven or hell. Rank number 7, Boogiepop and Others. The story begins with Takeda Kig, who is waiting for a classmate from her school named Mayasai Tatoka. When he doesn't see her coming, he decides to leave the place. On her way, she encounters Name wandering the street with tears in her eyes. Although Katie chooses to ignore him like everyone else in the place, soon a person in a cape and a strange hat appears to help the man. Katie realizes that this person has the same face he touches, but the truth is that this person is actually Boogiepop, a mysterious being who resides inside Toka and manifests himself when there is any danger in the city. In this series of science fiction and mystery, we will follow Boogiepop and see how he faces various people and evil entities who roam the city and seek to cause evil in humanity. Rank number 6, Happy Sugar Life. The protagonist is Mat Suzuka Sato, a beautiful girl who never turned down boys who proposed to her, but still never found the feelings she was looking for. Everything changes when she meets Shio, a little girl she found and now lives together with her. Thanks to Shio, Sato experiences a very sweet feeling that she understands to be love. After a while, Shio's relatives start looking for her, and other characters try to find out what is going on with Sato. However, in order to protect this feeling, she is willing to do anything, even if it means having to murder someone. A drama and suspense anime, where we will see how the characters seek to satisfy their needs and pleasures in exchange for those of others. Rank number 5, Shin, Sekai Yori. The series transports us to Japan, but 1,000 years in the future. Humanity now lives in a utopia, because at one time there was an outbreak of 0.1% of the population who developed a form of psychokinesis called Kantus, the power to manipulate matter and fire with the mind. Kantus users brought chaos and violence to the world. Humanity had to resort to a village control system to control these Kantus users, thus forming a utopia. The story will focus on Watanabe Saki and his group of friends, a group of 12-year-old children, who as they grow up, slowly unravel the truths hidden in their strange world. In this anime, we will have a somewhat dark and mysterious atmosphere, where the story and the development of the characters will be the strong points of the series, an anime with a unique atmosphere, and that could be considered cult. Top 4. Ito Junji, Collection and Maniac. If we're talking about dark anime, how could we not mention the two anime based on the terrifying manga of Master Junji Ito? Originally, we had Junji Ito Collection, which animated some of the classic mangas such as Tomir, The Macabre Model, and Zoichi's Antics. Then in 2023, we had a second series called Junji Ito Maniac, which brought us stories like The Hanging Balloons, The Strange Hikisuri Brothers, The Ice Cream Bus, etc. Each story tells a different tale, ranging from the paranormal to the terrifying. It should be noted that there are still several more stories left, so a third series is expected someday. Rank number 3. Satsuriku no Tenshi. Rachel Garner is a 13-year-old girl who wakes up in the basement of an abandoned building. She doesn't remember anything about who she is, nor does she know what she is doing there. While wandering through the building, she encounters a man with his head covered in bandages, and a giant scythe who calls himself Dagoyator Zack, who wanders among the rooms and levels of the building attacking anyone he sees. After attacking Rachel, he will notice that she feels nothing, being an empty girl with no fear of death. Because of this, a strange bond will form between the two of them that will be strengthened by a series of strange promises. Now, both of them will have to escape from this building that holds all kinds of dangers, since Zack is not the only dangerous person in this place. A psychological suspense anime based on a video game and manga of the same name, with a somewhat sad and melancholic atmosphere. It is a series that I highly recommend watching. Rank number 2. School Days. Ito Makoto is a high school student who has fallen in love with a girl from his school named Katsura Kodenhoja, whom he crosses paths with on the train daily. One day, a classmate of Makoto's named Sekai notices this and decides to help Makoto win over Kodenhoja. Sekai manages to bring them together, but then Ella realizes that she is also in love with Makoto, thus beginning this murky story about this love triangle, a series of romance and drama, which will gradually take a dark path in which we will delve into the characters and see how they seek to satiate their pleasures and needs without thinking of others. I recommend not to learn too much about this series if you don't want to see any spoilers. Top number 1. Devillman Cry Baby. Fudo Akira is a normal high school student who one day is informed by his best friend Asaka Ryo that demons exist in the world and that they hide in humans, planning to one day conquer the world, believing that the only way to defeat the demons is to take over their powers. Ryo suggests to Akira that he team up with a demon named Amon. Upon succeeding in doing so, Akira transforms into Devillman, possessing the powers of a demon, but retaining the heart and soul of a human. Now Akira will face all kinds of demons and abominations, causing death wherever he goes, and starting a war with the demons that will decide the fate of the world, an anime based on the original Devillman manga, where we will see endless blood and madness at all times. A simply brutal anime where the story, characters, and animation are incredible to watch. And well, friends, until here the video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, leave your like, and tell me what you thought of the video. Without further ado, I'll say goodbye.